Hi folks, yeah, it's me back again, Ross Campbell. Just want to tell you one or two things about the good news. I went in and signed up to be the Councillor for Horowhenua again this coming term, and my nominations were put in. Thank you to Tony Cottle and also to Robert Ketu for nominating me. That was lovely of them. Thank you for all the remarks and comments you've made in regards to the last posting I made about my concerns at Council, and I promised you I'd have another one. Well, here it is. This is my other concern this week is for the fiscal management at Council. That means the financial management at Council. I want to tell you a little story that might help you understand exactly what I'm talking about. And that is about a few months ago, I went to Wanganui to have a look at a junk shop up there to see if I could find some more railway memorabilia for the Shannon Progressive Association's Museum and Information Centre in the old railway station. Well, I had a wonderful time and I found lots and lots of stuff there that if I'd had the money I would have bought it, but I certainly haven't got that money, and I had to restrain myself because I knew I didn't have a budget to fit what I would like to do. But in the back of the shop, there was an old yellow torch, and it was mounted on a piece of wood. And on that piece of wood, it had a little thing about the Tangiwai disaster. And I asked the man in the shop, what's the thing about this lovely little yellow torch? And he said, that's the yellow torch that the man who tried to wave down the Tangiwai disaster train that fateful night when it was heading into headlong disaster into the Tangiwai River, where 151 people were killed. This man was walking along the track, desperately trying, inspector of the track, trying to stop the train by waving the light at the driver. But the driver just waved back. And we can understand that as well. Sometimes in our ignorance we can just wave back, or we can just ignore exactly what's going on. That man can be forgiven. But what's going on at Council cannot be forgiven. So similarly, I've tried in vain to correct the directions of this Council's financial plan as it runs headlong into a disaster. As a businessman whose strength is understanding and implementing fiscal policy, last March 2014, I dipped my finger into the intelligence pool of this Council by asking for the truth regarding our financial position. Well, the reply was unexpected, but this is my reply. The Mayor said, "I don't like your question. I won't speak to you ever again." This indicated to me the level of fiscal understanding in not only the previous Council's terms, but where we got into huge debt by funding the shortfall of imagined or assumed capital for building niceties. Even worse, there is nor is any political will to readdress the problem. On 3 occasions, our CEO has issued warnings in public. At a council briefing, he said, "We are borrowing to pay for the groceries." At a Grey Power meeting, he said, "We're borrowing to buy the bread." At a Foxton Community Board meeting, his message was, and I quote, "We are living well beyond our means." In spite of these and a number of loud warnings, like that little glimmer of light from that torch, we are still borrowing to fund debt. To keep steam up, they say. We heap further high levels of debt onto our ratepayers. This policy smells of financial speculation, or in simple terms, we are continuing to borrow and to get our ratepayers into heavy debt. This policy smells of financial speculation, or in simple terms, we are continuing to spin the wheel of misfortune. This gambling with ratepayers' money and their lives their lives landed us in trouble previously, and all we do is formulate the same desire to have another spin, please, at the ratepayers' expense. It is irresponsible, and we could be held criminally liable. This policy has no consolidation, it has no revenue streams, and does not address the mistakes of the past unless we borrow, but leads us headlong into debt, and anyone proposing further borrowing, like our Mayor is even more ignorant of the facts of fiscal management. He doesn't seem to realise we are already broke and will be in debt to $100 million if we don't consolidate now. So what can you do to help me? I believe we need someone at the helm who will listen to good financial management. We have gone from a debt level in 2006 of $7.6 million to 2010 with $28 million, to 2013 with $52 million, to 2016 will be 2015 $89 million, 2016 up to $106 million and still climbing. This equates to each ratepayer being in debt to the HDC for at least $9,000. If the commissioners come in, and they could, you will find yourself in this predicament of being asked for that $9,000 from your account. Michael Fahan and I believe together we can call a halt to this irresponsible spending. We want you to understand that under the present regime we are going further and further and further in debt. Michael's standing as the mayor for the mayoralty, and I believe him and I, together with the rest of the council team that we do work with, we do understand with, and we do have a good rapport with, I can tell you this, we can bring this back. We must stop this speculation and spending, and all this that you're hearing on the news right now is simply to get your mind, allies, of the massive debt that we're getting into. We'll never be able to pay it back. So get out there and vote for a new mayor and vote for a new council to go in there and stop this incredible spending which is costing no one else but you. Thank you.